Hi everyone, my name is Matt and I want to talk to you about my thoughts of Red Dead Redemption 2. Since December 2018, I got this game as a birthday present and I really liked playing this game because I really like how it's like a role playing game where you can navigate Arthur Morgan on trying to navigate society as an outlaw, but also as a human being on trying to have a balance between low and high honor and how he can do other things like fishing, hunting, helping people or innocent people when they have struggles, or even selling wagons, looking for herbs to make some tonics, or crafting other material, and interacting with other members of Dutch Vanderland's gang. Um, when I had played the first game the first time, I rushed through the game a lot because I thought it was a game where it was like you had to complete all the missions right away, and then as I defeated the game the first time, I felt like I missed so much of having Arthur Morgan and doing the cool things, and then I started doing lots of research on YouTube, including reading my guidebook of the game, and I realized, wow, you can do so much things as Arthur Morgan. And so during my playthrough again, I've always learned more about what you can do. You can explore more in the game, you can do hunting, you can help other people, you can greet people, you can sell wagons, you can interact with other strangers, complete stranger missions, and find ways to improve myself on trying to make sure that Arthur Morgan has a steady balance between making doing low, and then if I want to get him to have high honor, just try to do other good things like chores, donating food or pelts to the camp, greeting people, helping strangers, and donating money to the poor. And I thought that was really cool, and I realized that during my playthroughs of this game, I would say about 5 times, that I really became more developed and attached to Arthur Morgan, and I could simply relate to him in some ways, except for being an outlaw, of course. And so, um, how this Red Dead Redemption 2 game has helped me a lot is that I struggle with autism, including a learning disability, where I struggle on not having many friends because people tease me and they bully me for being different, or if I struggle with a disability, or if I'm unique or creative in different ways, or if I can't meet their standards. Also, with my challenges of having it, is that I struggle on trying to do tasks efficiently or multitask in a fast paced setting. And so when I play Red Dead Redemption 2, I feel like Arthur Morgan is somebody who I could be a friends with, because he simply is just a human being who is trying to navigate society, or trying to understand himself when he's having trouble on fitting in with other people, or when he has to make difficult decisions, or when people, including sometimes members from the Dutch Vanderlands gang, don't really appreciate on how much he really cares about the well-being of other people, and how you can make Arthur Morgan have um, friendships with other strangers through stranger missions, or through members in his own gang like Mary Beth, Tilly Jackson, Hosea Matthews, Charles, and Sean McGuire, and that. And so I really like on how this game gives me comfort when I struggle with my disability, but also gives me comfort to really be able to control Arthur Morgan, and also learning how he can try and navigate life when there are challenges. Also, what I really liked in this game was that since I struggle with my kind of cognitive disability on a daily basis or in life, or if I struggle with doing tasks efficiently or trying to understand things, like if I'm working or if I'm volunteering or other things, or if feel like I struggle with social cues, I can spend time with Red Dead Redemption 2 and just be like, with Arthur Morgan, remind myself that it's okay if I struggle with social cues, because in this game I try my best to make sure Arthur Morgan is very creative with his conversations, or he can do different tasks like fishing and hunting or other things that I can't really do in life. And so it makes me feel good that I'm able to use this game as a way to help motivate me. Um, there were also, I had some little issues with playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I wish that they could have expanded more on the storyline of how Dutch Van Lin's gang started, before the Blackwater massacre. So I can get an idea of the beginning of the story of how what the game was like, and what really happened with the Blackwater massacre, and how Dutch and Micah had caused a lot of problems. I had also wished that there could have been more time where Arthur Morgan can have more time with some of the other allies that he was with, like for example Hosea Matthews, Lenny, Charles, Sean McGuire, Mary Beth, Tilly Jackson, and Karen, and some of the other members in the Dutch Van Lee gang. So so they would be a better way of understanding who these characters were and their development, and I think it would have been really cool to have more missions where you can interact with them and that. Also, I had other issues too, where there were times that when I played Arthur Morgan in this game a lot for so many times, there were times that I felt like I wish that as a player myself, you could have had more choice options. Like, for example, you can say, I wish you could choose where you don't have to do the Thomas Downs mission, um, the debt mission, we have to collect debt from him, and you have a choices. If you want to do the mission, you get tuberculosis, or if not, you can you don't get sick, and that you can find a way to lie to Strauss about not being able to collect the debt. Or another example is like when Dutch wants to ask Arthur to rescue Micah, who from prison, even though Micah is very ruthless and and he's very supposedly becoming more of a traitor to the rest of the gang, including Arthur. You have a choice of like a balance where I wish it could have been like you could have told Dutch, maybe I don't want to rescue Micah, and if you don't rescue Micah, you could get some high honor, but also um, don't have to worry about Micah causing problems. Or like if you choose to rescue Micah, you lose honor, but also you gains Dutch's trust, and so. Or another example is like when you get into chapter 4 in this game, when Dutch wants to rob a bank, and then Hosea is very questionable. I wish that Arthur could have some dialogue where he could say he could choose if he wants to side with Hosea over Dutch, and if he sides with um, Hosea on this issue, it would be like you can save Hosea, Lenny, from being killed during the mission, and it will help you get some honor too. Uh, Also, there were some other challenges in the game where I felt I was a little disappointed. Is like when I was playing Arthur Morgan, and I'm a person that likes to explore in role playing games, and there are times where I wanted to explore other regions in the game, like for example, want to visit Blackwater and New Austin, but I would immediately die, or visit Guarma to explore more, but I would die, or there'd be no other choices, and I would feel kind of a little disappointed because I feel like there was so much more potential for Arthur Morgan to have more of a storyline, be able to complete different challenges, meet new people, meet strangers, and do other things. Um, Also, I wish that in this game there could have been more ways to do other activities because I had tried playing Red Dead Online where, I mean, I did like it for a little bit, but there were times that I wish it could have been like Arthur Morgan could do like moonshine business or helping other people with like doing quests about animals, doing more bounty missions, and and so I kind of wish that in this game, Arthur Morgan could have more options of doing these things as a way to make money, but also as a way to improve on gaining honor um, too. And um, and that's um, basically what my issues were about the game. Um, However, I really enjoyed this game a lot, but I was felt really sad like when when I played this game was when Arthur Morgan died in the game. I remember I was crying a lot. I feel like I lost my best friend or lost somebody. I remember I was crying for days and days when Arthur Morgan passed away in the game or when he died to the hands of his disease, along with Micah, fighting with Micah. And and as I transitioned later on to play John Marston in Red Dead Redemption 2, I kind of didn't feel right playing his character because I felt like it kind of was so awkward certain times because I feel like after Arthur Morgan died and you transitioned to John Marston, it just didn't feel right, not having Arthur Morgan being involved in other more things that he should be because I was struggling on playing with John Marston because I feel like sometimes some of the missions wasn't right. Sometimes I feel like John Marston was more of like a cold person instead of like how Arthur was more like creative in some ways, where he had a sense of humor, creativity, compassion, kindness, and sometimes cold too. So I kind of felt a little bit strange playing John Marston. But I do like John Marston though, so I don't want to put any hate on it. I just felt it was a hard transition to get into, and so and that um, I've always appreciate Roger Clark's work on Arthur Morgan a lot. I've always admired him making Arthur Morgan such a very beautiful, talented character with unique traits, being kind, compassion, caring about others, but trying to navigate difficult decisions as an outlaw, but also as an anti-hero too. I also appreciate Rogers Clark's support for people with disability rights and his work and his support for people with disability rights causes really inspires me when I struggle with autism, including a learning disability, or when I struggle um, in the world on dealing with hate or other forms of bullying or being put down by other people in general. Um, Also, I've always been after playing this game a lot, I kind of always kept thinking about I wish there could have been a better ending for Arthur Morgan instead of him dying. I wish that he like as I played this game so many times, I realized that um from my perspective, I could see that Arthur Morgan is trying to redeem himself from his mistakes, and I wish that he could have had like a happy ending where he could have faked his death and change his name, start a new life where he can help other people or retire from the outlaw life and doing that. And so I wish they could have been a short little happy ending for him and that and I think overall, I really like Red Dead Redemption 2. I give it an 8 out of 10. The only issues I had was I wish the game could have explored more character development of the strangers or other members of the Dutch Vanillins gang. I wish Arthur Morgan could have more opportunities to do other things as a way for him to make more money or to improve his honor. and I wish that there could have been a happy ending for Arthur Morgan because I think he's a very, very great character in this game. I really liked um, his approach on trying to navigate society as an anti-hero, and including making difficult decisions um, and I really like the idea of having a role playing game where you can basically control his character on doing different things like chores, camp, hunting, crafting materials, helping people, and interacting with strangers, greeting people. And I really like that as a way where it has helped me out. Also, I want to share another thing too that I really learned about playing this game was that I realized that it is okay to take your time playing this game because there is so much detail in the game and so many Easter eggs and so many cutscenes and so many other people interacting. So I like to do is I like to look on YouTube about Red Dead Redemption 2, some of the gameplay, some of the interesting facts, and some of the ways where it can help me find the collectibles or other things. And so I use my guidebook and watch YouTube videos of Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay, including um, videos to help me do walkthroughs or to find collectibles as a way to um, help me out. And so, um, my main advice is for people who want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 is that it's okay to take your time on it because it's a very, very long game and there's a lot of things you can do. And it's okay if you take your time on exploring the game and you learn something new or and also my really biggest advice for playing this game is you always should save every time because there are times where in the game your character Arthur Morgan or John Marston can easily die easily. It can lose a lot of progress. So my um, recommendation is to continue to keep saving some of your playthrough a few times because that's what I usually do is when I play Arthur Morgan or John Marston's, I keep saving every few minutes just to make sure I don't lose all the progress that I've done, and also try to be creative on how to gain some high honor because I feel like, from my perspective, that it's good to have a balance between having high honor and low honor because sometimes you can easily make a mistake, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made a mistake, or I feel bad. But when I try to do other things that are high honorable stuff like helping people, greeting people, donating food, or pelts to the camp, or doing item requests, or helping other strangers with different tasks, and I'm like, okay, I now feel a little bit good about doing some of the high honor stuff. So I think it's really important to have a try to be creative on how to have a good honor system, and that um, and so. But also for people who struggle with this game, my biggest advice is to use a guidebook of Red Dead Redemption 2 and also go on YouTube and watch videos of the gameplay, the walkthrough, and also watch videos of people talking about the game as a way for other people like myself to even comprehend about the game itself, the story, and understand the character analyst of Arthur Morgan or other people that he interacts with. And so, um, I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to me talk a little bit about my thoughts of Red Dead Redemption 2, what I liked about the games, some of the concerns I've had, some of the challenges, um, and how this game has helped me when I struggled with autism, including a learning disability, and how much I really appreciate Roger Clark's portrayal of Arthur Morgan and why I consider Arthur Morgan to be one of my favorite characters. And I hope that everybody likes this video and hope everybody can be motivated to play Red Dead Redemption 2.